Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Tuandor Gaming's tutorial series on Starforge Alpha 0.5a. Today we will be looking at vehicles. Now it's been a while since my last tutorial, just a couple of days, and that's mainly because to make the vehicles takes a lot of oil, which means a lot of mining, and then to test them out I lost a couple. Literally in one case, just lost some around the wilderness, and had to make them get more oil and make it again. So, but I think I've got the hang of what can be gotten the hang of with the vehicles as they stand in the current build of Starforge. So what you're seeing here is a carport. Now for some reason it doesn't like rendering all of it, so it looks like it's not finished, but it actually is. It's just not showing some of the asphalt blocks there. Okay, and what I've tried to do is get every vehicle that you can build and put them in here. The only problem is with the hovercraft is they bob around a bit, a few of them, and they try to escape. That's why they're all sort of bunched in there, because they let's see, look at this one. This is the simple hovercraft. This is the easiest one to build, and it won't sit still. Look at that. So yeah, I'm constantly nudging the things around and trying to make sure they don't escape off that floor, because of course the likelihood of them slipping through the ground increases greatly if they're not on blocks. So far anything I've placed on blocks has not disappeared on me, so that theory may not be a theory but may be a fact. But mind you, by the next time I do a video it could have happened to me, so who knows. Yeah, now over here is the truck. It's smoking. That's because it got bitten a few times by a leech, which did not make it particularly happy. This here is the trailer, which you can hook up to the truck. I have a feeling this was a lot more use when resources came in pallets. At the moment I'm not sure you can use it for much of anything. It may come back into its own at a later stage, but at the moment it's only 50 iron ore to build, but it's a bit of a, I don't know, I'd just say a boondoggle, white elephant, but I'll show you what I've been able to work out with it anyways. Now let's get daytime, because it's just a lot easier to see what's going on that way. No more leeches hanging about, causing me troubles. Okay, I'll probably show you the truck first, simply because I don't know how to repair it, and I'm a little worried that it might just boil over and explode on me. I have had a truck explode on me when I tried using guns. It does have these beautiful double turret guns on them, but I don't know how to use them. I can't find a function for getting them to work. What happens is when you're sitting in one of these vehicles, whatever you're holding, when you press action button, that's what you'll action. So if I shoot, I'm actually shooting my gun, and I'm actually shooting the Jeep I'm sitting in, and I'll probably just explode it. So I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend holding anything, just in case. Now this one's pretty maneuverable. The steering handles pretty well. The only problem is that it really doesn't like terrain at all. And unless you've got any speed up, look, it just goes too much, too hard. I can't do it. Which gives it a very limited capacity. No. Yeah, trees. I think I have read people trying to build wide enough tunnels so that they can get down to their mines quickly using these things, and I guess that could work. It seems like a lot more trouble than it's worth, but hey, who am I to say? Now the thing at the moment, the trees are very glitchy, so half of the trees will just disappear before you come to them, so they're not really an obstacle, but then there's some that won't disappear and you will just smack into them, so be wary of that. Obviously the great thing with vehicles is that it's good for scouting and getting loot boxes. Okay, so that's the truck by itself. I'll just show you when it will hook up with the trailer. Now obviously I've gone for the outside view because the default view is not particularly helpful. So this is default view, and it's like I can hardly see a thing. So I always press C, just change the view, just give me an outside, and that helps. Oop, watch out for the hole. I don't like those very much. Now with the trailer, to hook it up, ignore the control things, you know, you've seen in your little menu here, controls, because they're not even accurate. That's obviously something they're going to have to fix up. All you have to do is basically reverse into the front of the trailer. Like so. And it will just sort of, if you get it right, it'll grab on. Okay, let's try this again. This is the problem, I haven't worked out a reversing view. That makes it a bit hard, so you got to sort of guess if we've got it lined up. My driving instructor can see me now. Okay, come on, latch on. There we are. Now it's hooked, and I can drag it around. Get a slightly better view. And here we go, woohoo! It's dragging a massive semi-trailer around behind my little truck. Why? What possible value is that? Like I said, maybe something will be more relevant later. Okay, I'll just press the back button. That will stop it. It's also the reverse. Now if I want to detach the trailer, I just press that left shift button. Basically your run button. Come on. Why isn't it working? There we are. Shrug that thing off. Okay. Now I'm going to park my Jeep truck. It's changed its name, I think. I'm going to park it over here because once again I'm not sure if it's going to cook off and explode. So I want to gee, you can tell I've been practicing. I want to quarantine it basically, but I don't want it to disappear, so I'll just put it on this stop and jump out. Wow. Okay, I'll show you the hovercrafts. The hovercrafts are good because they can handle the terrain pretty well, but there are a few say physics bugs with them at the moment. I'll show you the mini hovercraft, the bobbing jalopy. Will demonstrate quite well what I'm talking about. That's a nice view of the cockpit, but for some reason it just wants to rear up. Oh, I'm getting a bit confused. There we go. Come on, you can do it. It's like trying to ride a rearing horse. Yeah, it's pointing nose up pretty much all the time, which is helpful if you get yourself into a little bit of a cave, because all you have to do is basically shoot it straight up, and generally that will work, but otherwise you can get a bit annoying. Whoop. It's very responsive and zippy. See, you just find yourself a box and go, oh, okay, what have I got? Yeah, it's another gun. Okay, I don't need that. Now it doesn't have any headlights, so if you're driving in at night you have to use your flashlight. And the thing is, your view, you move the mouse around, it's independent of the physics of the vehicle. That's only your WASD keys pretty much affect the direction it is. It turns a bit like a boat. If you've ever been sailing, like in a motorboat, very slow to turn. So if you really want to change an acute angle, pretty much bring it to a stop, spin it on the spot, and then shoot off straight the way you want to go. That's a lot quicker than trying to turn like that. You come to a big canyon, fortunately you can reverse pretty quick. Sometimes when you see a canyon late, the only option is to just gun it and hope you make the gap. A bit like that. Okay, so it's pretty maneuverable, and it's pretty fast, which can cause a problem if you've got canyons appearing before you. But the biggest problem is just that nose tilt is really annoying, and like I said, it's so hard to garage because all it wants to do is jump. It's like hopping around all the time. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you just simply don't have blueprints for anything else. I'm not sure it's really worth the ore, and of course once you placed it, you can't pick it back up and recycle it, so that ore and oil is gone. Okay, let's eject. Now the next one is the Hovercraft Single. This one maneuvers a whole lot better, but you still have that garaging problem where it wants to move on you. And it does have the nose tilt as well. It's just, I've just found it a little easier to use to navigate around than the little mini one. So it is an option, if you've got it. So you just come along, whack on the brakes, jump out, run over. Okay, what do you got? It's another gun. I think I've just about got all the blueprints now, so I'm not sure I'm going to find any of those. Whoop. Settle down, trigger happy. And there we go. So this one, like I said, I just find it easier to maneuver. Well, it does have the nose tilt. It's not as pronounced, but once again, you are having the garaging problems with it. Okay, we'll bring it in. You really have to practice the flying. I haven't found it particularly intuitive, especially with the way the nose moves around. Just bring it in. You can do it. There we go, hop into that. This is the Hovercraft Speedy. The Fastmobile, and this is ridiculous. That's all I've got to say about it. It is, it's like the problems, just look at that. It wants to fly, which is, yeah, that's nice, I'm on the roof now, but if I actually want to get somewhere, oh, it's a terrible beast. Now, it's, you know, apparently quite fast, but look, now it wants to go nose down, and I don't know. Anytime there's anything troublesome, anytime it bumps anything, yeah. Plus the fact that because the ground is spawning right there, you're on a canyon before you know it. And hopefully it's not too big, you can shoot across it without falling in, but yeah, I just don't like it. And obviously if you smack a tree, it's gonna hurt. I mean, literally, I've taken damage flying through one of those little bush things. So see, like, oh, now it's decided it's gonna settle down, but for how long? Till the next time I take it out. Anyway, I every time I use it, I just found it too quirky, too many bugs, and because of the terrain problems and canyons at the moment, I wouldn't advocate it unless you really are a fan of speed and nose stands like that. Gee whiz, look at it. Get inside. I feel like I'm walking a poodles to stand on its front legs. Anyway, I'll just jump out of that thing. Yeah, so that's the Hovercraft Speedy, and it does take quite a few resources for that one, and I really don't count it as worth it. Okay, and that leaves my absolute favourite. That's better. Takes warning a bit. Okay, he's nicely turreted. Okay, last. Sorry about that. Oh, before I show you this last one, I've learned a trick. If you need to move something around, these things that you can't pick up, if you equip your drill, you can push things. You don't have to use the mouse button, just equip the drill and then push into things and then work out where a good push point is, and that's one way you can just slightly maneuver something like a vehicle or a container that you can't actually pick up. Okay, that's just something I found out by accident. It's really handy, especially if you're trying to coax a hovercraft out the edge of a pit or something that you've silly navigated yourself into. Okay, so now this is the Hovercraft Double. Now I'm presuming a multiplayer, that means two people can get in it at a time. Let me reverse out of here. This one I like. So the same thing with the maneuvering. It's easy to turn on the spot. There we go. So it's a lot more stable in flight. It's a bit, you know, it's big, but the fact that the nose isn't constantly trying to go somewhere I don't want it to makes it, yeah, definitely the vehicle that I like the most. 2 thumbs up. This is my recommended vehicle. But once again, you've got to find the blueprints, and that can take forever, and it's easy to find the blueprints if you've got a vehicle to start with, just because it's a lot quicker to go around and find the boxes this way. You can do a good scan of the area. Scan. When these trees aren't so glitchy, you're really going to have some trouble with those. But at the moment, you fly through most of them. See, look, I can see all the boxes, and I just fly up, whack on the brakes, jump out. Give me the goodies, or you'll get it. Yet another gun. Jump in. So yeah, watch out for the canyons. Sometimes you can fly your vehicle out if you're not too badly caught. Whoa. Yeah. Sometimes it's just gone. If you want to see a bit of fun I had with one of these hovercraft before, there is a tutorial fail video I posted. I certainly got a laugh out of it. You probably will too. But best of motoring for you. At the moment, I'm not sure the vehicles are really worth pursuing unless, or just to get one so you can get all of those blueprints. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Invest in something else unless you particularly enjoy hooning around. Just without a GPS or any sort of compass, which is on the list to get done, they tell me. Without it, it's very easy to get lost. You'll get far from base, and if you lose contact with your vehicle, you'll have just a terrible time trying to find it again. But yeah, you can have all of that fun yourselves. Okay, thanks for watching. Next video I'm going to do is going to be on power and all those tricky emitters and splitters and things. I've been researching up on those so I can show how that works. It's been bamboozling me for long enough. Okay, thanks for watching.